What is up, everyone? We're back. In this video, I just wanted to take a couple minutes and talk about my thoughts on a topic that is not going away. The conversation around AI, and I have tried to stay away from AI as much as I can, if I'm going to be honest, because the conversations that typically happen around AI are a lot of like, oh, we're going to creatively write, we're going to creatively do all these things. But honestly, what I have always wanted was something that could take the menial tasks. And I realized last week I was working on my website and Squarespace has integrated some AI things, and I decided to actually investigate what their AI stuff is. And one of the things that blew my mind in a positive way, first of all, any use of AI to take over creativity and basically replace people's jobs, screw that. I think that part of being a creative is having the visual eye, and just being able to write a bunch of prompts is not creative in my opinion. But I do think that there are smart uses of AI that can really benefit the creative process and businesses that are in the creative space. Anyways, back to Squarespace. This is not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. I've used them for quite a few years, but they have integrated AI into some of the back end of my website, or the opportunity to use AI if I so choose. And one of the things I noticed was that I could use AI to write the alt text of all of my photos that are on my website, which I know that I've needed to do alt text for all of my images because it really helps with SEO and a lot of other things. But I just haven't had time, / I wanted to do other things that were a little more interesting to me. But I decided to read through all the terms and conditions, and one of the things that was important to me with Squarespace, at least the use of AI, is that I am the owner of the things that it creates and all of that. And all of those things, and it seemed like fairly decent terms, actually reading the terms, which you should do on everything. But like in a matter of 30 seconds, it wrote sections of 50 images alt text, and then I could just sit there and make minor tweaks to the images to help bring a little more context. And one of the things that I always like struggled with writing alt text was like, it just is very time consuming to do, especially on a whole website. And so I did over like 500 images in a span of like 20 minutes. Absolutely fantastic use of AI. Another one is Adobe Lightroom. They have integrated AI masking and AI denoise, which are both incredibly time-saving tools. The AI masking specifically has sped up my workflow insanely, and I can do a deeper dive into that if people are curious. But the ability to like quickly mask the sky or a subject in a photo that I want to isolate, like, absolute game changer and a smart use of AI. And I think that that's something that we should lean into, is how do we make our lives more efficient as creatives so we can focus on the creative. It just makes everything better. Do I think AI is going to take over the world? I don't know. It's definitely going to impact a lot of jobs, but I hope that especially us creative folks are able to find ways to use AI to make our lives easier, better, etc. But also not give away our creative freedom or write ourselves out of a job because AI is replacing what we do. There is going to be a lot of that because companies and agencies are cheap as can be. But I think that we as creatives can figure out where it works into our workflow. And some people will use it more, some people use it less. I have a lot of friends that use it for helping them with copywriting. I'm not quite there. I'm curious, but I'm not quite sold. So we'll see. But one step at a time. What are you guys using AI for? Or not using AI? And if you are not using AI at all, what holds you back? Genuinely curious. So leave a comment down below. If you guys have questions about the Adobe stuff or Squarespace, let me know, and I can do something else in depth. Other than that, have a great week. See you guys next time.